What's up, everybody? Welcome back, all you beautiful people, to the podcast. We are entering into the new year. It is fast approaching in the next few days, in fact. 2024 is going to be here in no time. So that means a lot of us are sitting down, we're reflecting on our 2023, we're evaluating, was it a good year? What did we do well? What did we do poorly? We're starting to set our sights on what the future holds and starting to ask ourselves, what do I want to accomplish in the next year? What are the things that I want to do? Where do I want to be in 1 year from now? And that will lead to goal setting and New Year's resolutions and all that good stuff. And so I love all of that, but a lot of times it's not so much that we need to be doing more with our lives or adding more things to our schedule or into our calendar. We don't need new habits per se. A lot of times it's the things that we're currently doing that if we were just to do it less, it would lead to faster results. And the way I talk about this in a recent YouTube video was to imagine, good habits are like stepping on the accelerator. You're a car and you're stepping on the accelerator, but bad habits are, you're stepping on the brake. And so sure, you can insert new good habits into your life and push on that accelerator even harder. But if you still have the bad habits in your life and you're still standing on the brake, then you're just spinning the wheels, you're grinding, you're burning rubber, and you're gonna eventually burn out. Whereas instead of trying to push the accelerator harder and add new habits to the system, let's just first try and remove some things and do those things less, which is to take our foot off the brake. And now we just start moving faster as a consequence without having to add anything. And this is the idea of like addition through subtraction. We move forward by doing less, but better. And so one of the things, one of the frames that I find helpful in doing this is something called AntiGoals, which is just to say, what are the things that I don't want to do, that I want to stop doing, that would help move me towards my goals. And I just wrote down 3 of my own AntiGoals for the next year. And I want to share them with you. Maybe it'll give you some inspiration as you're thinking through, like, what are the things that you want to cut out of your life, or what are the things that you want to do less of? So I find that this is, in a lot of cases, it's a lot easier to take things out of your life than to try to put things in. So this is a really good place to start. But the number one thing that I want to do less of is meetings in general. Like, that's the big one. And there's 2 aspects of this. One is I don't do meetings before 1 p.m. But even that still leaves from 1 till around 5 p.m. where I get my meetings in. I would really like to get it to the point where I don't have any meetings on a weekday until 4. And maybe I have an hour of meetings and that's it. That would be the ideal. How capable are we of getting to that place? It's going to be hard. But at minimum, I don't want to have any meetings before 1 p.m., which in 2023, we did a very good job of guarding my calendar and making that happen. And I would say 98% success rate. There were still the occasional meetings that kind of slipped in before 1 p.m., but I find that when I have a meeting before 1 p.m., it pretty much ruins the trajectory of my day. I use my mornings for my deep work, for my exercise, for the things that only I can do. And when I have a meeting in the morning, it kind of just throws a wrench into everything. So my goal going into 2024, no meetings before 1. Maybe we can try and figure out how to push that back to 3 or to 4, but just in general, fewer meetings. And tied into that is I don't want to take any introductory meetings. Like, I hate 15-minute get to know you meetings. They're usually a big waste of time. They don't move me towards my goals anymore. And I get a lot of requests for that. But like people saying, hey, I'd like to just, take you out to virtual coffee and all that stuff. And like, I find so very little enjoyment and I get very practical value out of that anymore. I would like to try and eliminate those from my life in 2024. So that's number 1. Number 2 is travel. I would like to stop traveling to places that I don't want to go. And what I mean by that is a lot of times, like, I get invited to speak at a conference or at an event or to go do something like lead a workshop or something like that. And it will be in a place that I don't necessarily want to go, like Florida. No offense to you if you live in Florida, but I just don't like Florida. Like, it just doesn't vibe with me. The humidity, the heat, it's not my jam. So I always end up dreading going down there. I don't have a good time. And so last year I had to go to Florida a couple times for speaking and doing stuff. And I was like, I hate this. I hate traveling to a place that I don't want to be for a thing that might be fun, but at the end of the day, it's in a place I don't want to be. And so environment design is such an important part of like just mental health. Where you are, who you're with, that plays a big important role. And so in 2024, I want to not travel to places that I don't want to be. I only want to go places that I really want to go. And I think we can make that one happen. We sat down just the other day to figure out what the travel plans look like in 2024. And we have just a really cool list of places we're going to be hitting. We're going to be hitting Idaho, hitting Phoenix. I've never been there. We're going to be going to Italy, going to be hitting Japan. Like, it's going to be a crazy year. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it. No more Florida though, hopefully. And the third anti-goal, the third thing I want to take out of my life is I don't want to miss my bedtime ever again. My bedtime is around 10 p.m. And the only things that really cause me to miss my bedtime these days is I will get into bed, I'll have my phone next to me, and I might get sucked down a rabbit hole right before bed. And then now I'm going to sleep at like 10:30. I want to avoid that. The other thing that does it is when I have nighttime meetings, like dinner meetings with investors or different colleagues or whatever. I don't really like dinner meetings because I'm always thinking, oh, I need to get out of here so I can go home and get ready for bed. I am such an old, cranky, crotchety old man at nighttime. I just become obsessed with bed. So I want to have fewer meetings in the evening time around dinner, or if I do, to be very clear about setting my parameters and saying, I need to be out of here by 8. So I have time to get home, unwind, and go to bed. I think just setting that expectation would go a really long way. But in general, if I can tie this into my first anti-goal, just having fewer meetings, I think that would be a really big win. So those are 3 of my anti-goals for the next year. I'm curious, what are yours? Let me know. Shoot me a comment, leave a review, shoot me a DM, whatever it is, let me know. I want to hear, what are your 3 anti-goals going into 2024? Shoot them to me. I'll be psyched to see them. And that's going to do it for me, guys. Hasta luego. See you in the next episode. Until then, stay hyper-focused, my friend.